Oh, no intro. Let's get into it. Recently, Apex Legends changed their Battle Pass, one of the most standard features of any free-to-play game. You join up and you have the ability by just playing, if you purchase it a little bit, or if you just play for free, to earn cosmetics for your characters and the weapons that they use. It's been used all over the place. It's why free-to-play games make so much money. And honestly, it is great for players who want something to do to earn instead of just pay for. Well, in Apex Legends, those things changed pretty recently in a new reward system. The Battle Pass has been met with some very mixed reviews, to say the least. And if I'm being completely transparent, it's been a disaster publicly for this change. And it's been called by many of the, at least loud fan base, to change it. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily everyone, because again, here's my take on battle passes and cosmetics all the time. Who cares? Like, personally, this is me. I've always felt this way. I said this at Paladins. I said this at Smite. I said when I worked at a game studio. I said as a content creator, freelance content creator, independent. I'm saying it now. I don't care about cosmetics that much to where I would ever need to be mad about somebody for it, but many people do. And part of the reason to be on the side of people who like the battle pass is what I mentioned before. It is a way to just have something to do. It's a reason to complete challenges, to have log in and be like, all right, let me do this. It's I mean, come on, this is what we do when we game. We want a reason to compete. You know, you get a bunch of your friends out there and you start making up a game like, all right, first to 5 wins, or who can throw this in the basket first. I mean, they're stupid, but it kind of gets us engaged. And so I understand why people like participating in a battle pass, but here's the crux of the drama. Essentially, the TLDR is that the battle pass used to be something you could buy originally back in, season 3 or season whatever it is, season 2, and you would earn cosmetics, you would earn, weapon skins, gun skins, charms, character skins, and then you would also earn Apex coins. Now, Apex coins are the currency in Apex Legends, which means that you would, by buying the Battle Pass once, earn Apex coins so that the next season when the Battle Pass came out, you could buy the Battle Pass again. So essentially, by then doing that, you could do the next Battle Pass, earn Apex coins, and buy the Battle Pass again. So if you really grinded, if you were like, yo, this is my thing, sorry, honey, I know it's our anniversary, but it's the last day of the Battle Pass, I need my Apex coins, I've got to hit it in that way, not the other way. Whoa, hold on. Then you definitely were able to keep doing it for free. But that's changed in this very significant way. Apex Legends in this new update is no longer allowing players to purchase the premium battle pass with Apex coins, meaning that while you will still get Apex coins for doing the battle pass, the free pass will award you 200 new coins. The premium pass will award you 1,300 new coins, as well as many other things like crafting materials, exotic shards, Apex packs, legendary packs, a lot of good stuff if you care about cosmetics. The point is, you will not be able to use this for buying the next battle pass. The other major change is they have split the battle pass from one part of the season going into the very end to 2 distinct parts. So instead of it being, I don't even have to purchase the battle pass and it lasts all season long, now I got to purchase it with $9.99 at the start, and then halfway through the season, if I want the second part of the battle pass, I got to purchase it again for $9.99. So naturally, when people are upset and you want to explore how upset they are and why, well, you go to one place, and that's Reddit. So I looked at Reddit, and I want to see how would people really be taking to this. And I found an interesting article. This is in the gaming category. This is even Apex Legends. It's got 42 million members on this Reddit. And they said Apex Legends is changing how Battle Pass works, and fans are not happy. Let's read some of the prominent comments here and just see what they've got going on. The first one is changing how the battle pass works is a very neutral way of saying doubling price. Instead of a pass working for a full season, they're making the battle pass work for only one part of each season. And somebody goes to follow up, well, it's worse than that. If the report is correct, you can't even use in-game currency to buy the next pass. So it's way more than doubling. They want you to pay cash every single time, which of course is the biggest key. You know, you're kind of paying zero for a while, so now you're actually paying. That's a problem. Now, when you go down to it, a lot of it is filled with stuff like, well, okay, let's talk about this. Riot has been doing this for years. Valorant do this cash only since release, and TFT does both cash only plus 2 pass per season. However, I will say this. It just came out recently that the average Valve employee makes $1.3 million a year, because it's basically a company of 350 employees that earns $6.5 billion in revenue. The only thing that might be more impressive than that is like Supercell, who made Clash of Clans, and the recent Squad Busters, which is actually a pretty fun game, who are like a team of, I want to say 13. It's not 13, but it is so small. I think it's definitely under 100, and they're like doing 13 billion, the crazy billions a year. Mobile games are nuts. But just to say, these companies are about getting their money, and so is EA. I have no issue with companies getting money, but what has happened to me here is that this has clearly caught fans off guard. It's not just a shift in one direction, it's a titanic adjustment that has essentially erased the Battle Pass as most people know it. And obviously that's going to cause some outrage. Now, how is that outrage taken place? Well, the way that people have changed things in the past. Review bombing, of course. How could it not be? Remember when Helldivers forced you to sign up for their PlayStation Network accounts if you wanted to play? Yeah, maybe if you don't, let me just introduce you to that controversy. A little while ago, Helldivers, a game that became so popular, sold millions and millions of units, it became one of the biggest games in the world, had a little thing called, I don't know, I'd say a controversy. This was actually spearheaded, and I guess publicly I saw a lot of it from Pirate Software, who helped the Apex Legends community talk about this quite often. It goes down to this. Helldivers 2 was a very popular game. They got tons of members, and they all played on Steam. Then, in the middle of that, maybe 2-3 months later, they were told that they have to sign up for PlayStation Network accounts to link their Steam and their PlayStation Network accounts. But that was never told to them at the beginning of getting the game on Steam, and for months afterwards. And the reason that was an issue is because many people did not have Steam accounts that could log into PlayStation accounts, because maybe they didn't have a PlayStation account. Maybe they didn't have it in their country. Maybe they didn't even have access to it in certain countries. And that was one of the things where it became a bit of an issue, because a lot of players who were enjoying this game either had to stop or felt like it was morally reprehensible to force people to do this after the fact. So what did they do? They went to review bomb. And actually what ended up happening, although you cannot see the impact now, is the review bomb took place, and these 650,000 mostly positive reviews turned to about 300,000 positive reviews and 200,000 plus negative recent reviews on the game, taking it from a mostly positive score to a mixed score in just a matter of days, obviously impacting the way that new players would see and perceive Helldivers 2. What was amazing is this actually changed. They actually changed it. They did not force you to do it. And I'm noticing now with games like Concord who are coming out, it's a day one requirement, especially from PlayStation Studios, if you have a PC Steam release, that you link your PlayStation Network account before you even download the game and purchase it. So, lesson learned there, maybe from Sony. But Apex Legends is receiving the very same treatment right now. Check it out. Over the last few days, Apex Legends has gotten 45,000 recent reviews negatively discussing the game. Now, by and large, this is not the same impact that had on Helldivers 2, because when you look at it, there are 879,000 total reviews. If 45,000 are positive, just to make these numbers easy, let's just say there's 1 million reviews and 50,000 of them are negative. That means that 5% of those reviews are negative. It's not actually that many. However, that's a lot of negative reviews recently. Apex still with a mostly positive, overwhelming score. But if this continues, if this trends up, who knows? Now let's read what these reviews are about. What's really going on here? Not with the new Battle Pass system. I'm deleting the game as well as most players buy. Okay, 2,000 people found that helpful. Well, I mean, it's very straight to the point. This person's played 1,400 hours of Apex Legends. This person is going to give up playing Apex Legends after they've spent 1,500 hours on this game because of this battle pass, or so they say. This person, for 4 hours on record, two $10 battle passes per season, Titanfall dead. Now, again, you're going to see a mix because that person clearly doesn't play Apex. So there's people jumping onto this trend to be loud and to fight for something that they don't like because, 4 hours probably not really going to be important. However, they could have played maybe on console. Maybe they played on the EA launch, Origin, maybe. But let's just take it for what it is. 4 hours on record. There are going to be some people who just feel like this is a bad move by Apex in general. If we go down to it, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Game freezes every session I play with the new update. Literally unplayable. There's a few things there. Still a lot of positives from a lot of these, but if you look at these recent reviews, over 4,000 hours played, over $600 spent. At first, got a 1-week ban for the Steam name Big Titty Goth Girl and didn't even see the email warnings. Okay, so clearly at the end of the day, there's a lot of things mixed in this issue, but the top ones, the ones that people are kind of currently talking about, obviously, are going to be this battle pass. Even PC articles are writing about it, which to me is interesting. This has become kind of a meta for how to handle when big companies that you don't like do something that you don't like. And while PC Gamer has covered it here, as we can take a look, 30,000 negative Steam reviews. This is 23 hours ago. There's another one by Games Radar that's covered the 41,000 reviews, and this was only 6 hours ago. So since I've seen 45,000 negative reviews, it's probably safe to say that, every day there's about 5 to 10,000 negative reviews jumping up in Apex Legends. And will this go even bigger? That's the question. At the end of the day, I also want to just point out that this is something that I don't care about, but out of respect for other players and other people, I think it's important that we bring this conversation up and let people know and get acknowledged for how they're feeling, because some people do feel that this is not supporting them when they have supported this game. I've always tried to take this kind of like positive / impartial point of view where I look at what's really happening. This game needs to make money. It's a free-to-play game. They make plenty of money. And so what we need to understand is that's kind of above this all. I mean, it's below it all, right? It's a game that needs to earn, and battle passes were recently just being free for a lot of players who they could obviously get monetizing and earning more. And in fact, maybe I'll kind of put this point out, which many people may not have realized. Earlier on in this season, there was a shift towards how certain credits in game would be utilized. And I'm talking about, I believe, the character credits. Now, don't quote me on this particularly, but it was either the character credits or it was another point of currency that was essentially not used at all. I had like so much stored up that basically I will never pay for an Apex Legends character again. But they started introducing ways for that to be utilized, and I had a feeling that it was because they looked at it, whether it was marketing or whether it was Apex, and said, this is money that we're not making. Like, all these people who have been playing forever are never going to pay for a character again. So how do we get that currency out so that when we release a new character, when we release a new battle pass, we can anticipate more income from it? At the end of the day, I'm sure they're looking at it like this is lost opportunity. But do games do themselves a service when they treat their vision of a game like that? A lost opportunity. What are the gains of having players stick by your game for years and years on end, trusting you, trusting the quality, and looking ahead to the future positively? I think there's an important conversation that needs to be had that cuts in between the marketing, cuts in between the game design, and takes hold of both the players and the company's interests. And hopefully both of them can feed each other. Certainly, I don't know how this is going to end, so I want to hear your thoughts on where this leaves Apex Legends. I certainly know that I'll be playing the game still and obviously covering it. I work as a professional on this game on the broadcast. And so for me, this really doesn't change much because I'm not a cosmetic guy. I don't really deal with cosmetics much, but I know that I don't represent the people who are out there communicating this. So let me know what you guys think. Are you one of the ones who are upset about this? If so, explain it why. Explain it so I can understand. Maybe you could convince me. And also, if you're someone who doesn't care, who feels like this is okay, Also say that, because your voice needs to be heard too. We need to hear everyone's opinion so that we can actually get an accurate view of how this is impacting the community. I appreciate you guys. If you enjoy this one, leave a like. A little bit more investigative, but I hope it was fun. Never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all in my next video.